Hey everybody, this is Dom Tischer. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch us. Today we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine that we actually met through the business. And I thought, who better to ask questions to than somebody that wasn't in the business, wasn't into network marketing or community-based marketing to begin with, and then came on board and they're in their journey. They're pursuing their better. They're pursuing their dreams. So here we have Sam Beachy. Sam, how are you?
Mr. Dom, how you going tonight?
Doing great. Hey, I want to thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And I know it's kind of late there for you. A lot of people don't know this. Here it is. It's 9 a.m. my time. What time is it for you?
9 p.m. And that makes it really simple because I'm not the best at maths.
Right? It is really simple, especially over there. Now, when you get over to the other side of the country, it's like, I don't even know what time. So, Sam, I have you on here, and I kind of want to interview you because I want to give people an idea of what kind of people can do this business, like where they come from, just what's possible. Because I think a lot of times the network marketing or community-based marketing, people just don't know what's possible. So they put the stigma on it. It's like, oh no, that doesn't work. And yeah. I don't know if that was you or not. It's not like we rehearsed this interview. But I just want you to be raw. I want you to be real. I want you to provide value to other people. So I'm going to ask you a few questions if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure, Don.
Okay, perfect. I actually have them written down. So Sam, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Like, where do you live? What did you do before Pruvit? Are you still working somewhere? And just give the audience an idea of who Sam is and where you were before joining the team.
Sure. So obviously, Sam Beachy. I'm on the west coast of Australia, so an hour south of Perth, a city called Mandurah. I have three beautiful young girls and my partner Alice. And before Pruvit, I was actually a few years before Pruvit, I was offshore oil and gas on a ship, moving cargo back and forth. And I wanted to get well away from that as quickly as possible. And I found health and fitness. So I actually thought opening up a gym, being an entrepreneur, would be the best option for that. It was. I did get out of the offshore oil and gas, but what I found was I was working so much that I never felt like I was home anyway. And then to the extent that there wasn't giving me the financial freedom that I was looking for. Yes, I was helping my local community, which is really powerful, but it wasn't really giving me the financial stability and the direction that I want to be able to set our family up for years, if not decades to come.
Right. And I think a lot of people are in that position. They're swapping time for dollars. They're working. They're doing what they have to do. People have to work hard to provide better things for their significant others, for their children. That's a vicious cycle, I think, that a lot of people are caught in. My parents wanted better for me. I wanted better for my children. And, we're working. So that's really cool that you're like everybody else. You're just in Australia. Right? So I always think it's cool because here I am. I'm in Kentucky and you're in Australia. How in the world does that happen?
Yeah, the polar opposites almost.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, especially when I didn't know anybody in Australia before this venture, before we started connecting. So let me ask you, had you ever done network marketing or community-based marketing before joining this team?
That's the funny thing, right? I think the only thing that's ever been in our house from a network marketing business is something that helps keep food nice and clean, nice and stored in the fridge, and that is it. I'm honestly very, very anti-network marketing in the past. So it took me a long time to even touch this product. I actually really believed in the science behind it. I actually understood it, and I really believed in the nutrition side of like the keto lifestyle, and I was practicing that, but I didn't want to touch the supplement purely because it was attached to a business model that I wanted to stay well away from, because I actually had a bad experience in the past So for me, it was a massive step to be able to overcome that. And, you know, here I am now sort of sharing the story.
No, that's really cool. So you said that you had a bad experience in the past. Can you just give us because I don't even know this story. So can you just kind of give us a little taste of what was that experience? I don't want you to give names.
You're right.
Any of that, but kind of tell us what that experience was. And then what shifted in you to say, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to join this team. I'm going to lock arms with these people and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, sure. So that's a really funny thing about it, because I was actually had a gym. I was a gym owner, and you know, once every 2-3 months, we'd have someone come knock on the door, and they were effectively pitching us something. And I'll listen, because I'm always intrigued by sales. I'm always intrigued by the entrepreneurial mindset. And I'd hear people out. And I go, look, that's interesting. But I look at the products, and with my nutrition and health and wellness knowledge, always just push it aside, because it was always full of sugar, sort of fructose, all this horrible stuff, that I was like, look, even if the business model was amazing, I could never sell something like this. Never really attached to it. And one time I said, look, product aside, look, it's rubbish, but just tell me about the business. I'm just intrigued how this thing works. I didn't actually quite understand what network marketing was and how people were paid and so forth like that. And once I opened that door, it just opened the floodgates. And I sort of asked this person, I was like, well, how much are you earning? And there was zero transparency. Oh, well, this, oh, well, that, just wouldn't tell me. I was like, well, if you can't tell me how much you're earning, like, where's the transparency? And as soon as I showed a bit of interest, literally non-stop knocking on my door, just annoying, effectively a pest. I was like, you know what? This thing's bollocks. First of all, they have crappy products. They don't make any money, and they annoy the hell out of people. I'm not going to be interested in that. And that was my experience with network marketing. So I just sort of closed the door off and didn't really want to partake in it at all.
So what was it about this opportunity, this team that said, hey, I'm going to open my mind to this? Obviously, you're a huge fan of the product, and I'm not going to go into the product side of things, but as far as the business side, what was it that said, hey, Sam, let's open our mind about this?
Yeah. So again, like, I did believe in the product, so that was already set. It was literally 9 months of umming and ahhing before I even tried it. Right? I was doing nutritional stuff on and off like a yo-yo, and I was like, it got to the stage where that business was literally failing, the gym, and there's an opportunity call, and I jumped on because I was interested in it, and I sort of thought about it. I listened to the call. It made sense. Not the product side, because I already believe in that, but the business started to make more sense. I started thinking about it. Well, I know Tim Ferriss, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins are all massive network marketing fans, mentors of mine that I strongly followed all of their education on. And it made me realize that maybe I've got to get my head out my backside and actually look into this to see actually, you know, what it's all about. And I was back in the corner, which means I could drop my ego and start thinking of things from a logical point of view of what my next step was. And it just made sense for me, and especially family as well.
You know, that's interesting, because I come across quite a few people that are kind of in the same position. They have a bad experience, or they have this perception. And then unfortunately, some people are like those rodents. They always come and they're always hounding. But then at some point, something changes. And like for you, is like your back was against a wall and it was time to look for another avenue. And I think a lot of people around the world are in the same position, right? A couple $100 extra bucks a month can save people from bankruptcy. And there's just another option. There's another opportunity. Not many people can work unlimited overtime. And if you did, you're definitely not spending quality time with your family. So it's cool. I thank you for sharing that. So let me ask you, within our company, within Pruvit, how are you doing? Are you doing well? Are you where you want to be? Are you getting the support from the team, from the leadership, from myself, from other leaders in the business tell us a little bit about that, and don't lie to anybody, right? I know you're right here. You can say, no, Dom, you suck, but just kind of tell us, did it surpass your expectation as far as support, as far as coaching, leadership, whatever?
Well, to be completely transparent, Aussies never lie, so we're golden there. And we're not all convicts. That's just a made-up story by the Brits. So there's something that I realized just the other day, that like I'm very competitive. I'm very aggressive in my personal nature. So I don't think I'm ever going to be content, or I'm definitely happy. Don't get me wrong, but there's still so much more to go. So yeah, like we do okay. It's sort of a similar kind of income to what I've had in previous businesses or previous sort of careers, but it gives me the ability. Like I literally took my children to school today and picked them up, and actually took my partner for a movie and had a coffee date, and then went and watched a movie, literally in the middle of the day. Like that doesn't happen. And you can sleep in my own bed for one thing. That wouldn't happen in any other industry that I've worked in before, in big industry. But it's just the start of where we're heading, and I know that we're going to be, well outstrive anything that I actually thought was possible. And now my vision of where I want to be in the next 5 to 10 years is actually expanding upon that as well. So it's exciting times ahead, that's for sure. And in regards to support, I didn't really know what I expected. But yeah, there's the more you ask for, the more you receive. That's one thing. And you could never really ask for too much. That's the most powerful thing with this. The more you ask, the more you receive. And one thing was a big sort of realization last year is going to the corporate events. I realized that my mentors that I sort of spoke about before, people that I've been following for years and years, all seem to chime in with the exact same philosophy that Pruvit is educating their team leaders in, through all different kinds of mindset, to coaching, to personal belief, to manifestation, to financial goals, all these different kinds of stuff. It just really makes sense. It's like the perfect branding for who I always have been and for who I've always wanted to be. If I was to dream up a culture, if I was to dream up a brand and a product that you shake up and drink and you feel better, like it's an interesting combination. Sometimes I think like maybe I've got to pinch myself and I'll wake up, because it's not quite real. But it's a legit community that's heading straight forward with that family, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. I don't want to put words in your mouth. So you're actually doing this full time?
Yes.
Okay. You're making decent money, but not where you want to be.
Yes.
Right? Because you're competitive. I'm the same way, right? Mm-hmm. My wife always tells me, she's like, babe, you're never going to be happy. You always want more. I'm like, is that a bad thing? But that's just me, right? But not everybody's like that. So it's cool to hear that you're in the pursuit of achieving so much more. And you look at this opportunity as, well, just that, as an opportunity to get that. And I think it's really cool that you're home, you're able to do the coffee dates, and go hit the show and take the kids to school. I know me, I was never able to do that. Now my kids are out of the house. I actually have grandkids, but I'm very fortunate now. I get my grandson. He's at the house 3 days every other week. So, and it provides me, I look at it as like a second chance, right? Because I was never really there for my kids. And this gives me an opportunity to be there for my grandkids. So it's really cool. So last question before I let you go is, who is this business for? Who is this? Like, I'm talking about network marketing. I'm talking about this team, right? Because we're on the team. Who is this team for? Is it for somebody that wants to come in and just participate? Is it for somebody who wants to build a massive business? Who is this for, and who can do it? Do you have to be an expert with the product? Do you have to be an expert with the business? I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff, but who is this for? In your opinion?
What was that, sorry?
In your opinion.
In my opinion, my opinion's fact anyway. So it's an Australian thing, and especially with my amazing education, which is literally a lot of us just self-educated on YouTube. The joys of working offshore for 5 weeks on, 5 weeks off. I got a lot of time on YouTube to self-educate. But in short, the business, like all this opportunity, like we have people in our team that are, chasing free products and a bit more, a few $100 to be able to support their groceries. We have people that are looking for a part-time thing so they could save for a house deposit. We have some people that go, you know what, I really dislike the direction my life is going from a financial point of view and the freedom of lifestyle. And they really plug in and go all in. Like I have, like you have, Dom. Like there's a massive wide range, but I guarantee the people that actually do the best in this is people that use the method that we have. Go, look, I don't really know everything about ketones and ketosis, but here's an amazing resource that will educate you on it.
Yeah.
Like the people that know the least actually do the best in this because they're not trying to be the product expert. They're not trying to be the business expert. They're using tools to be able to do that. I didn't join this business to be able to learn all the research, to read all the white papers. I learned enough where I can go, tick, this stuff is real. So I'm confident enough to wear my bulletproof jacket, so to speak, to be able to go out into the community and share it. And when, if people say no and they're not ready for it, it doesn't worry me because I strongly believe how powerful this product is and also how much the opportunity can help a lot of people. And I'll tell you what, the stories that we're starting to filter in day after day, it's an amazing opportunity to be able to share this with the world.
Awesome. All right, Sam, that's pretty much it. I just want to give people an idea of who Sam is, who we are as a community, as a team, and who can do this. So I definitely appreciate the time that you've given us, whoever is watching this. And I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you're doing. So I'm going to end this now.